George, you actually.
And hello, Internet. Welcome to this, our 5th birthday special live stream, including guest baby geek in the background of Mr.
In the background, yeah.
Chris. I'll say we've got pretty much all the team here tonight, bar a few stragglers and camera shy folk. I'll say, so yes, welcome to our 5th birthday party. I'll say, who'd have thought that Diary of a Lincoln Geek was 5 years old already?
It's getting so old now. So grown up.
It's nuts. I can't believe how quick it's gone. It's crazy. I have a baby right next to my head. That's my little girl.
But this show was our first baby, Chris. Mine and yours.
Oh, this is the first baby, without a doubt. Who would have thought it'd last 5 years? Dan?
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Mr.
I'm
Dan,
moving to the right of the logo. I should have thought this through.
Just going to hide you behind the Facebook.
Let's split ourselves out there. Yeah, group chat. So yes, of course, today we've got myself. I say obviously our founder, the wonderful Mr. Chris, the other founder, the Mr. Wonderful Dan Leakey, our resident podcast guru, Gregor, micro geek in the background, and our lovely writer Dino Girl. I say, and we have an array of guests who will be joining us tonight. We should have the wonderful Alex from Gems and Biscuits, who joined us on our 24-hour charity live stream. And we've got some of our past guests rejoining us to tell us all about their progress. So
amazing.
We should have Nikita Chromatic Games coming on later, as well as Talita Ryan, giving us the update on Doggo Dash, and of course, One Min talking about Sassfus.
It's going to be quite crowded on here.
Yeah. So we might have to drop out the stream a bit whilst we focus on our guests, but we'll see.
It's fine. Have us all on it. It'll look like Celebrity Squares or whatever. Just get everyone on.
So yes, if you're out there in internet land and you're watching live, do feel free to comment. We'll get your comments up on screen. Post questions, ask questions, regale us with your funny stories of your times with Diary of a Lincoln Geek. It's not just our birthday party; it's yours too. So, Mr. Leakey, why don't you tell us how you got started with Mr. Chris and those wonderful days of old on YouTube?
The olden days. Well, it's hard to recall all of it. You know, I've had children since then.
Yeah.
and lost many brain cells, probably due to lack of sleep. But yeah, went 5 years. Wow.
That's
so
nuts.
I guess this first started. I mean, I think weren't we just like talking in a coffee shop? I think it was in a bookstore / coffee shop, which I won't mention because they're not giving a sponsorship, probably. Sounds like Border Bones. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Have you asked them for a sponsorship?
No,
Have
we
you
probably
approached
could.
them?
And we just
Why
kind of
not?
decided.
They sell lots of
yes.
games.
So,
Quite
yes,
a few of the games in the
it's-
background came from Waterstone. Do it.
I
Say
said,
it.
Waterstones, if you're listening and you want to sponsor us, drop us a mail.
There we go.
There we go. Plugged Waterstones. Well done, everyone. Yeah, so I think when we were just having a coffee, just chatting, and we'd had a huge collection of board games between us, and we just thought it might be fun to just kind of film one between us, didn't we? So we kind of made a little structure, did a little plan. Like I would cover the gameplay, and like Chris would cover like the components, that sort of thing. We just have our own section.
Can't forget about Dan's tip of the video.
Yeah, that was my tip. That was just kind of a running joke. Whenever I used to play games with guys, I used to be the guy teaching the rules. Before George usurped me. So I used to say, well, this is how you do this. And Dan's tip of the week, that kind of thing. It became a running joke.
Top tip. of the
Yep,
video.
Exactly. We've still got to work on that jingle. It only lasted like 2 videos, I think.
Yeah, but then we went a little bit on hiatus because of you 3D printing your child.
Yes, I multiplied. I did. I helped spawn another child. I didn't do a lot of the work, but I helped.
Yes. Yeah, no, it was nice. It was nice. It was a nice time. I don't think we, kind of thought it would last this long.
No,
to be completely
definitely
honest.
not. We did have a slight break in between, but now it's kicking back up. And
it's gone on from strength to strength, doesn't it? Really. Like Dan said, it started out with me and Dee, and then it's just grown and grown, and over the last year and a half, we've had George and Gregor.
Yep.
Steph would have been involved a lot earlier on.
Our team has expanded to some very talented, lovely people.
A lot more involved.
We love you all.
I've been in the background for a long time.
She's been behind the scenes, pulling the strings.
Yeah, I am the puppet master.
Yeah. So Pete, yes, you remember watching our first review of Labyrinth? Yes.
Yeah, that was our first.
We were really excited about that game, weren't we, Dan?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't know what it was going to be like. But ironically, it's probably our worst review, isn't it? I mean, in terms of the game, it's the worst game review.
It's the worst game. It really is.
We got it, and I remember we played it as a group of friends, and we found it pretty funny at the time. We decided, hey, let's review this. But then when we came to reviewing it, we thought, well, there's no point in us playing this ever again because we've seen the entire game just in the one session, hadn't we? And it kind of developed from there.
Have you ever played Labyrinth again since?
No, there's no need to.
No,
literally play it once.
This is the thing. This is the thing with it. If anyone who hasn't seen the review, the miniatures are stunning, and the elements of the game are very nicely done. And River Horse did a really good game. From the design perspective.
The components are brilliant,
stunning, but the gameplay was just shocking and dire.
It's just really basic. It was basically pick a direction, left or right, and see what happens.
No actual labyrinth mazing, searching.
I mean, I don't want to turn this into another Labyrinth review, but it was a nostalgic blast for the first time you saw the cards. Yeah. Because, but after that, it was nothing. There's no replay value.
Yeah.
It's a very basic
game. We had fun with the quote telling, didn't we?
Yes, we did. We quoted the film so much.
Yeah.
In fact, we probably should have just recorded our actual playthrough because that was probably more entertaining.
It would have been actually, yeah.
But yeah, that was our first review.
That was our first one, yeah.
It's kind of humble beginnings. I think
kitchen as well.
You what? Sorry.
It was in your old kitchen, wasn't it?
It was in my own kitchen. I mean, they had like one camera angle, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
We recorded it once, and then we recorded all the close-ups separately.
Yeah, we did.
I remember that we did an outtake reel, which I thought was really funny, where we were trying to roll a certain number, and it took about 25 rolls to get it to land on a 6 or something, something like that.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. And then I ended up rolling the number, and I think it knocked over one of the figures, and I was like, "Oh, just that'll do."
But they've just come on. But it's just grown, though, isn't it? We learn, from our mistakes.
Definitely.
Well, I think so. I think the videos definitely improve. You can see the visual improvement, and I think the banter that we have, and I think that banter's kind of moved on and really kind of made what we are as Diary of a Lincoln Geek. We have that playful banter.
We always want to be fairly casual, just nothing too formal. Just chatting. Doesn't need to be like. And the early reviews, I guess, you do see a bit lack of polish, like V Wars. Yeah, was that kind of our first one where we tried a lot harder than Labyrinth, I think. But I think maybe we went a bit too long. It was quite a long review. And then after that, we did Sons of Anarchy, which I think is probably my favorite review that I did. Anyway, I think there's probably some better reviews since then. But yeah, and it's a good game as well.
Well, to be fair, we need to get back into our video reviews a bit more. We've been
well, unfortunately, the end of the world has made that difficult, hasn't it?
Yeah. Hi, Alex from Germs and Biscuits. Thanks for the message. We hope you're joining us soon. Yeah.
Well, thank you. Very kind.
Yeah. So it's Alex from Gems and Biscuits that is going to be coming on hopefully in a little while. it is, like I say, it's just grown and grown. We obviously started out with just Facebook, didn't we? And we weren't even doing lives back then. It was literally just recording and editing it and then putting it up on YouTube. And I think we were really kind of slack as well, promoting it, particularly on the Facebook page. And at that time, we weren't utilizing Twitter at all.
No. It's just a thing we were doing for fun, really. We weren't like taking it seriously in terms of the promoting it, were we? And credit to Chris, he did the lion's share of the editing and everything. I was just the talent. I showed up for the filming, and that was it.
Yeah,
Credit did the rest of it.
Just need to share the link with he's misplaced the StreamYard link with Alex. So,
ever since then, I mean,
he's ahead of me.
I mean, if it wasn't for this pandemic, I imagine we'll be able to meet up more often and we could do more videos. Now it's really taken off, and I think we really owe a big thanks to the rest of the team that have all joined since then over the years. I think the Lincoln Geeks family has really expanded.
It really has. It really has expanded, and we've got so much going on with the website now. We've got the website's been live now for about. How long has the website been going now? A couple of years? Yeah.
Hey, guys.
I'll say
Hello. Thanks for joining us.
Good to see you, man. Hope you're right. I'm sorry we all died in space last time I saw you.
It happens.
It happens. It happens far too often. I know Pete's probably watching. It's all his fault. Pete's fault. And yours, George.
What?
Blame you all.
I'm just a perfectly fine metal humanoid thing.
Yeah, I can't believe I trusted you.
Just in case.
That was your mistake.
I've already broke my rule by mentioning bringing up Battlestar like 11 minutes into the show, and I've already talked about Battlestar. I'm trying not to talk about it so much.
But no, back to my previous point. So the website's been on a couple of years, but prior to that, it was all just Facebook, and now we've grown on Twitter, and it's thanks to Twitter, which is now, as of today, 300 followers on Twitter as a nice little birthday present, which is nice. We have just grown. It's gone nuts. We've got a full schedule of guests coming up for the rest of this year. If you want to get on the show with us about one of your Kickstarters, it needs to be next year now, guys. Going into it's filling up. It's crazy. And we've got some amazing content coming on the podcast, which is going to be started very soon. Thank you, Mr. Gregor, our podcast editor. If you haven't seen the trailer, you can check it out. It is on there. There's a link on the website to the podcast, so you can go to www.doalg.co.uk/podcast. All the links are on there. Well, shockingly, they let us on Spotify and Google Podcasts, which I'm well impressed with. So
all you have to do is search Diary of a Lincoln Geek on Spotify, and there it is. There's a little trailer there for you as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's amazing. So we have Gregor.
You can follow it ahead of time if you want to. If you want to be ready for that first episode, there's a little button there. It says following for me because I've already done it. I'm ahead of the game.
Yeah, and I'm following it as well, but I don't think I count. But no, it's crazy. It's crazy how things have just developed and moved on and become what it is now. This live show we started during COVID because we all wanted to be closer together and we wanted to share our passion with everyone. And the live show was born, and it's just moved. It's just, I can't believe it in the grand scheme of it. What started as just a general chinwag amongst us has become a show with over 2,000 views over a period of that month. It's and that's growing as well. Our follower count is just getting massiver and massiver, and like I say, the replays are going through the roof. It's great, and we've got some really great guests on the show. Like I say, we've got Alex Spurs with us for the entire show. So thank you very much, Alex.
Thank you, Alex.
We loved you on, coming on the show for the 24-hour live stream that we did. And just as a little reminder to say thank you to everyone that donated for that. We raised over £220. I think with some of the donations, I think it was nearly at 250. So it was a great target and a great sum. raised for special effects. So thanks again for that.
Great
That was
cause.
wonderful.
And we have another guest. Look.
Yes, we have.
Hello, Nikita. Right.
Hello, Nikita.
Lincoln Games. Hi.
Hi, how you all doing? Happy anniversary.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's nuts.
It is.
5
We're
years.
so old. We're so old.
Yeah. Oh, we're not as old as some web shows, but still, it's a little milestone for us. It makes it special. So, and it's great to have you, back on the show, Nikita.
Thank you for having me. It's nice to be here.
Yeah, well, it was, when was it? How long ago was it when we had you on?
It was December. We all had our Christmas jumpers on.
Yes, we did. Crikey. I know, half the year's nearly gone. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yes.
So go on.
Had a whole new successful Kickstarter since then.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did that go?
Really well. I was not expecting it at all. I had to pinch myself at one point. It was really nice. Yeah. George has got that.
Yeah.
Yes. So for those that aren't aware, it's called the Board Game Survival Kit.
Yes.
So just a lovely little minting. Nikita's speciality, of course, minting games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just a lovely set of all your favourite coloured pieces because, sometimes, games come with the standard boring, monotonous, monochrome pieces. And you're like, I don't want to play that. I fancy being a unicorn.
Do you do a dinosaur?
So I was about to say that George has spoiled like the next version 2 of Board Game Survival Kit because I really wanted to do like vampires, unicorns, and try and do like custom meeples for it. But that's like a dream situation for a future time. But it is
That's amazing. I can't wait to play Game of Thrones with unicorn meeples. That'd be really funny.
Unicorns, dragons.
Yeah, unicorn dragons.
Oh, what kind of meeples could you swap out with some of the classics like Catan or what other ones could you swap them out with? Oh,
instead of a robber, it could be the vampire. Brilliant.
Yeah, it could be the vampire.
Instead of a Halloween-themed Settlers of Catan.
You could go full classic. You could have like different Ludo pieces, Monopoly pieces, chess, if you've got enough different pieces. Go crazy with it. The possibilities are endless. Just get enough for a chessboard and then any game, any colour, do it.
I love it.
You have to remember all the rules for the different pieces. Now, how did the unicorn move?
Well,
unicorn leaps across the room, smacks the king.
3-person chess in Big Bang Theory. So
3-person chess.
Yeah. Don't think
Gotta
I
love
want to
the joys of
go. The old lady creeped me out.
You wait till you try 4D chess. I'll blow your mind.
Oh, Star Trek, 4D chess. Yeah. I never could get my head around the rules for that. I think I played it once and gave up. And I think I was drunk at the time as well.
Maybe you should play with unicorn pieces. It might seem simpler.
Has anyone actually played 4D chess?
No.
No.
Is that the one with the multiple layers?
Yes, the 3 tiers.
I've seen pictures and it seemed a little bit overwhelming.
Yeah.
No, but now I really want to.
Yeah, well, this is the thing. Like, we can figure out the most convoluted games. Let's face it, Battlestar wasn't the easiest game to pick up at the first time playing it. And yes, Dan, we mentioned it again. But then again,
have you got a little Battlestar?
We need to get a quota every time it's mentioned.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. We need to get a little.
Turn it into a drinking game. Every time Battlestar is mentioned on the show, I'll have a shot.
I'm just determined to get through a single
Yeah.
review or stream without mentioning it once. That's my personal challenge.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Yeah, but Dan, as you mentioned that challenge, we'll have to goad you all the time.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, the game that may not be named.
This one game set in space with some toasters in it. What was it
some
again?
toasters in it. Yeah, it's a warship.
It was a great game to warm up the 24-hour live stream.
It was. We started with the heaviest game, probably.
Yeah, get it out of the way.
I really hope that in like 5 or 10 more years in your anniversary, it's going to be the equivalent of Macbeth, and like you're not allowed to say the name.
Yes.
Well, hopefully we'll have found a replacement for it at that point.
Impossible.
Yeah,
It'll be
maybe
forever.
so. Maybe Eclipse might be our new favourite.
I'm going to get
Not enough
in tune
tracer
with my
mechanic in it.
copy. I'm just going to like.
unless it's another great game released by Nikita, bless her. Yeah. So, how many projects have you got lined up? Have you got much coming up in the works?
So I've got 3 games in one box that are all pet themed in July.
Cool.
Which is Feline Felonies, Canine Capers, and Animal Alliance.
Oh wow!
And so they're all coming in one kind of patchwork. Is that a good enough, well-known enough game? It's about that size box.
Okay.
And then Feline Felonies and Canine Capers will be standalone minting games as well. Now that I've discovered my slightly bigger mint tins that George was holding up, so I can actually do a board game in it now, which is quite exciting.
That's never a bad thing.
Yeah, so hopefully that's going well. I've got I'm at the stage of getting reviewers lined up for that, which is always. I had like 5 reviewers for Mini Memory Mischief, and now I'm going to have like 25 or something.
Oh, wow.
I'm actually going to be one of your reviewers for Feline Felonies.
Same
So
here,
I've actually been sent the link. I just printed everything out, so I'm actually looking forward to it because I actually have cats. So I was like, yes.
You're onto a winner
I'm
of anything cat themed.
Yeah.
But there's one rule in Feline Felonies that really worries me. I created it because it feels like it's a cat, and it's basically if you roll a 1, you don't get to move, and the player to your left gets to move you, and it feels very much like a cat. The point is the cat will not respond to you if you roll a 1, and in the dogs it's very much if you roll a 6 they get overexcited and do something as well. So one of my playtesters was like, I didn't like it, but it felt like a cat. So it felt so thematic.
Zoomies, cat zoomies.
Yes.
So I hope people will like get it and see that it's kind of like he mentioned that his wife was cackling every time she got to meet him when he rolled a 1.
You know it's good if the word is cackle, not laugh. Cackle.
Make sure.
But yeah, so playtesting's going well. People are enjoying it.
Good. Yeah, I think I'm trying to think how many of us are in here on the screen at this moment in time have cats in their house, and I'm just thinking to myself, "Oh my god, yes, yeah, me too, yeah." So all of us, bar Alex,
I've effectively got a cat.
I wish I have one back home with my parents. We're just not allowed to have one in the flat. So
Alex, do you want another one? I've got 4 of them. You can have one of mine.
No, I'd happily take. Essentially, once we've got the money to buy a house, a cat is moving in with us basically on the same day.
Good lad. Good lad.
Nice.
Good lad. It's not a game. Any kind of board game, no matter whether you're a geek or not. If you're just playing a game, the cat is bound to come along at some point and mess with it.
Oh yeah, that's a common risk.
Especially if it involves small, easily losable pieces.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
They know.
you've seen my logo, right?
Yeah. You've seen your logo.
Actually, attack that in the dice.
Amazing.
Yeah, I think we're excited to see that to see your game, and I know Steph is particularly looking forward to reviewing it. So it's good. So it's good. I'm looking forward to getting our greasy little mitts onto it. So yes, it's always nice to have the people come on to the show, and particularly ones when they've been on in the past, and having you back on the show is great as well. So I think we're still good for time. We haven't got anyone else in the lobby yet. But what was going to ask you, because the last time you were on the show, you did hint about Malum Hortus. Do you have any updates on that for us?
So The hope for Malum Hortus is that it will be on Kickstarter in March 2022. I set it back to give me more time for the artwork because I didn't want to rush it, and I've enjoyed doing it so much, and I want it. It is a passion project, so it needs the time to make it beautiful. There has been a lot more. There's nothing really that I can show or tell. I've done a lot more for the story pieces in it, and there's a lot of kind of added notation about future expansion packs that I'd like to do, because I'd like the idea that if people really love the game but they're reading the same story cards all the time, they'd want new ones. So there's plans for that. I am hoping to do my own resin dice for it. The Playful Pets games is actually a bit of a test run for that, because I'm making little resin cats and dogs that you'll be playing with.
Nice.
I've really enjoyed starting to properly handcraft stuff at home.
Okay.
Playful Pets as well. I'm going to be doing the boxes myself, because I want to be doing that for Malum Hortus as well. So Playful Pets has become like a mass test run for all the things that I want to be perfect for Malum Hortus. And obviously I plan for them to be perfect by the time Playful Pets comes out. But for the review copies, that's another reason I'm doing so many more review copies, is that I want it to be a proper test of how long does it take me to make a game, and do that. So that's it's all very exciting for me. It's probably a bit.
No, it's exciting. We like to hear about this because, believe it or not, I can't remember if I mentioned to you or not, Nikita, but we're hopefully in 2022 stroke 2023. Hope more likely the latter of 2022, we're going to be doing our very own Kickstarter. So,
you did mention that. I don't know much about it yet, though.
Yes, it's still very early playtesting days, and we were wanting to announce something for the birthday, but again, we made the decision not to. But we wanted to let you all know that we are working on the playtesting, and we will be, putting some updates out in the next kind of month or so. Next couple of months, I would say, before we have an actual announcement and any kind of hints of what's going off. But we need to really kind of focus on the playtesting. So,
yes, unfortunately, this thing called COVID got in the way.
Yeah, it does. It does, and it didn't help me, 3D printing a child either. So, and also
did you personally 3D print the job?
Yeah, I actually have a 3D printer.
You had this conversation earlier, and it's like you guys do all the work. Your wives watch this show. Come on.
Well, my wife 3D printed it. It wasn't me.
Exactly. There you go. You didn't 3D print your child. Your wife did. Dan, who 3D printed your child?
Yes, who 3D
your lovely wife.
Yeah,
your beautiful
maybe the
wife.
lion's share of the work.
Brilliant. I love it. But yeah, so hopefully we'll be coming up with some news for everyone very soon. We're really excited about it, and I am the one that keeps having to restrain myself because I think I want to hint something out to the internet. And then I mention it to my people on my shoulders, aka George and Steph and Sam, and
we go no,
not yet, no, we can't do anything yet.
No.
not even a teaser trailer or anything.
No, not yet. No. Just rein him in.
Yeah.
Rein him in.
It is really hard though. I feel that pain. Because you have things all locked up in your mind and you're like, oh, I could just tell you something.
It is because, as a team, we're really proud of where we've come. But at the same time, you can't put too much out there because if you have a delay, you've got all of these wonderful viewers and subscribers who are going to be waiting for it on edge all the time. And you don't want to disappoint them. So you kind of have to hold it in a bit and just be like, we're working on stuff. It's really exciting, but we can't tell you what it is. Because then it's then you'll want it. And if there's another COVID or if there's another China strike with shipping containers.
Well, exactly. that was another reason why we pushed it. China Stripe, shipping containers, the amount of backlog of printers anywhere in the games industry is quite monumental. So that was another reason for why.
Yeah.
That, and we've all had changes in jobs and all sorts. So nudge, nudge, wink, wink. We've all had changes in our careers.
Moving up, people.
Real life gets
Moving up. Yes, moving up. So yes. But now
have a new guest.
Yeah, we've got another guest sat waiting in the ranks there. Tally,
very patiently at the bottom there. Hello.
Hi.
Hey.
Hello.
Oh.
Thanks, Simon.
Thank you, Simon.
Just Simon.
Happy birthday. We need party poppers or something.
Yeah, we do.
I did think as soon as we went live, I went, I've missed a trick here.
Yeah, I missed a trick. Yeah, Tally, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear and see. I was listening before. Very cool.
Yeah, no, it's nuts. It's crazy. I'm not going to keep saying that, or people are going to think, "Oh, is this on a repeat?"
Not yet.
No, not yet.
I have to go in a few minutes, but I'm going to stay for a little bit just because I've never had any crossover with Tally. I always miss her on the tail ends of different streams, and I'm
yes.
Yeah, so Tally meet Nikita, Nikita meet Tally. There you go.
Now we are always talking, Nikita and I, but we are always online. We don't see our faces. We're just writing emails.
Yeah, we're always tweeting and emailing each other and never get to see each other, so it's nice.
Yeah,
there you go. It's nice that you've been able to catch up with each other on our birthday show. So no, it's wonderful. There you go. We didn't know that, and we made it happen. Hey!
Nice.
It's a gift for you.
Yes, on our birthday. There you go.
Talk about cat invasions.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think Steph rolled a 1.
This is Zagetsu, and the one who's actually on my laptop before is Ichigo.
Oh.
But they're adorable, but they're a pain.
I think we've got
Simon's
a little bit of a
praying to
delay
God.
on the recording. So thank you.
I think
Simon,
you might just
for
be
letting us
joking
know.
about you being nuts and crazy, Chris. Maybe.
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, maybe so. But no, it's so Tally, tell us, how's it gone since you've completed your Kickstarter?
Well, first I want to say, Nikita, you're an inspiration. The amount of projects that you make me feel like super motivated to go on. Yeah, it was a very nice feeling to have my game finally here, like to feel it, to see it. It's great. Yeah, COVID didn't help. So we got our copies in March. It was supposed to be February, so it delayed a little bit with the fulfillment because we did it ourselves. So I didn't have a lot of time to do anything else because I'm also working full-time with games also, which is good because of Togodash. I got to work full-time in a game company, but it's digital games. And I'm making a new game. It's still ongoing. It's a solo game. Also, because of the pandemic, I was like, I've been playing a lot of solo games. Maybe I should do one. And then I'm making this project. I'm also making some workshops, especially for Brazilian women that want to be game designers. I'm super happy. I'm working with many super professional creative people. So yeah, thanks to Kickstarter and to Togodash, I'm living a very good time and super creative. But yeah, unfortunately, I cannot make a project every 6 months. I wish I could, but I'm still working on my solo game. Soon I will make a version for Tabletopia so I can show around. But I'm still working in some details. I'm still in the paper prototype phase. So you all know how it is.
We know the paper prototype phase well. That's what we're in with playtesting. My wife has done some amazing manufacturing, and she's produced some pieces for ours, which Steph and Sam have got a copy of, and so has George and ourselves. So ironically, you make your own copy last. You give it to everyone else.
Yeah, I'm still in a very rudimentary paper prototype, but I hope it evolves. But and I can show people around. The good part of making a solo game is because I can test it myself.
That's right.
But the time has come that I have to show more people, because now I'm a bit biased. This is not very good.
Yeah, no, I know that feeling. I'm very biased about ours, and I just want to shout from the rooftops. And like I said earlier, these guys rein me in. You will do as you're told.
I'm thinking positive that we are going to be able to test each other's games in person soon.
Definitely. Yeah.
I got my first shot of vaccine. Almost there.
Brilliant.
Looking forward for playing more games and with people in real time, live, in person. But I'm super used to playing online now. I would say I'm very professional in Board Game Arena, Tabletop Simulator, Tabletopia.
Yeah. I mean, we utilized Tabletop Simulator during the 24-hour live stream because, of course, we couldn't play games in in person. Yes, okay, things have gone down and improved here in the UK. Fingers crossed, and they stay that way. For us to be allowed to go to each other's houses and homes, and so hopefully it improves for the rest of the world. And let's, hopefully we can all start socializing with games again, because that's what I love about board games, and that's one of the things that got me into this hobby in the first place is the social element of them. That's a very good point, Pete. Online board games have made up for the distance. Yes. I totally
I agree. I must admit my electronic board game collection is starting to eclipse my real board game collection. I'm starting to get electronic backlog of shame now, as well as games I've bought, but then the end of the world happened and I haven't managed to play yet.
Yeah. It's much easier to hide the electronic kind, though.
It is. I can just minimize them.
Yes.
I don't have them glaring.
When you say it's much easier, it's not easier. Because you can go into your Steam libraries and see the games which they've got 0 hours played against.
Yeah.
I guess as long as you unshrink wrap your ones on the shelves, you can pretend you have played them.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever had one not unshrink wrapped. I've opened stuff, I've just not got around to playing them fully. Because that's how it's set.
I've got a couple of games I got just literally before the pandemic happened that are just yelling at me, screaming at me. Play me. One day.
I was sent some games to promote on my Instagram, and I feel really bad because they're 3+ players and they arrived just as the first lockdown happened. And I was like, I would talk on my Instagram about how I would like to play this game in future. That's about all I could do.
So I've got quite a few games. I was going to say I've got quite a few games that behind me that I'm ready to do the review of, but because I haven't been able to do the team play and I haven't had enough people in the social bubble that we had throughout COVID, there's things like traitor mechanics that only trigger when you've got enough people to do it. So things like Obscuria, which is a beautiful game visually, and it's very cleverly done. I can't review that until after COVID goes away. There's so many of these games. I mean, like Apex has got a great solo version, but I can't review the rest of it yet. So I've got not many in shrink wrap. I don't think I've got any shrink wrap games, but I've got quite a lot that really need people. I miss people.
We all do.
Yeah. Tally, so you've got a question from Simon. He says he missed your Kickstarter and also the name of your game that you created. And is there a name of the new game that you're developing yet?
First regarding Dogodash, you still can talk to me and get your copy. We have plenty of copies because of our Kickstarter was so successful. We could print more copies. And my new game is still like a placeholder name, Rivers and Sea, because it's going to be about water and traveling on water. But it's not the official name yet. Like maybe it will be, but I don't know. I'm not thinking a lot about the name now. It's just the name that I put on the file that I'm doing my notes.
Yeah. Fantastic. No, that's always good.
Okay, I'm going to use that lull to say bye, and thank you very much for having me on.
Bye.
No, that's great.
Great talking
Nice to see
very
you.
much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Very happy. So nice.
Yeah, no, she's lovely, and she's been a great supporter of the show from very early on. And I tell you what, absolute dime of a resource as well. So if you aren't on Twitter, or you are on Twitter and you're not following Nikita from Anti-King Games, do check that out. Do that because she posts some awesome stuff, and you'll get obviously heads up on their Kickstarters as well. And she's got some coming up soon, which is really exciting. And the same thing for Tally. Tally is also just how we met, wasn't it, over Twitter? Do check Tally out on Twitter as well, because let's face it, you can't never have enough Twitter followers.
I've got to say, it's one unexpected benefit of this show is meeting all these talented people. I can't believe it. From the humble beginnings, all these contacts. Yeah,
well, exactly.
Some really interesting stuff we hear from all of you.
Yeah, we've spoken to quite some amazing people, and I think one of my favorite shows of recent was when we got the chance to chat to the chap Dan from Senate Magazine, which is great.
That's a great name.
Show, excellent show. I know, but hang on a second. But I also really love talking to BA Games Co as well. Those lads were great. They were a great laugh. They were hoping to be on the show, but unfortunately the times just didn't quite match up. So it's a shame. But we miss you guys, and hopefully we get you back on the show soon. Hopefully in the future when you're doing another release, we've not forgotten about you. So yeah, it's going well.
I heard you were making a podcast. When is going to be released?
There you go, Gregor.
Gregor, your moment.
It'll be released when this is done. I'm literally sat next to it, and I've paused. I've downed tools so I can join the celebrations. But with Chris's push and swift uploading, it will be up at some point over this weekend.
Nice.
Great. That'll give me something to listen to on the way to the gym.
Yep.
Brilliant.
Yeah. So you can check that out.
That's
yeah.
help.
Yeah. No, it's good. We're really looking forward to them going live. And like you said before, they're going to be on Spotify and Google Podcasts and everything. There's other platforms I've never heard of, but if you check out the website, it's all on there.
Well, wherever you get your podcasts from.
Yes. Quite a few.
Platforms are available.
Wherever you get podcasts from, you can just search for Diary of a Lincoln Geek. It'll already be there with the trailer, and you can hit follow or subscribe or add or whatever the button says. And it should already be there, so you can have the next episode pushed to you as a notification, or however the podcast system that you use works.
Yeah, and you can even download them from the website as well, which is good. Yeah, it's making progress, and I think the more and more we do, the more and more I think we grow as a group. We've had some fantastic guests in the past, and we've got some great guests coming up in the future. We've got next month, if I remember correct, this month on the lineup for Let's Talk Board Games, we've got oh my God, George, the schedule's that full I can't remember. Isn't it?
Suffering from success.
Oh, the guys behind Dragon Ball are coming in June. July we have Harvest.
That's it.
August Nikita's back.
Yep.
September we've got the local lad Dave from Sinister Fish.
Yeah, that's it. Thank you.
After that, I start getting fuzzy.
Yes. Yeah.
It's so far in the future.
Yeah.
It'll come around really quick, though. That's the thing. The time just goes by so quickly.
Well, up to 9 episodes.
So
That's
9 in the can already.
It's crazy. It really is. I know. I keep saying crazy. I need to stop saying.
Need a new catchphrase, Chris.
Yes. It's overwhelming.
It's 5 years. Time to freshen things up. New catchphrase.
Yeah, no. It's overwhelming. The response from social media, the following. I don't think Dan and I, when we first started the show, doing the recordings and the reviews, we didn't expect it to become a live show.
No.
No.
How did you decide to start it?
Okay, Dan, do you want to take this one?
Well, I kind of covered it a moment ago. Well, at the beginning, but it's more or less it was something we both like doing, wasn't it? We both like board games. We had quite a good collection. We were just talking in a coffee shop that also sell board games that we may have plugged earlier, and we just thought it'd be fun if we made a little board game review show. So we just came up with a basic structure each, and we filmed a very hastily put together review of Labyrinth, which our very first one. Not the best game, but our first review.
Yeah.
And then and from there we just picked some other games, and then we decided to, as we say, 3D print some children, which unfortunately slowed down production a little bit.
Yeah. Thank you to our lovely wives.
Yes, credit to our wives for that.
Yeah, because I will
Well done, guys. Well done.
Behind the show, we've got incredibly supportive partners, and I think that goes for everyone. On behalf of my wife, we love you, Steph.
You're welcome, ladies. I love you. I love you so much. If you ever leave your husbands, you know where I am.
But no, we've got very supportive friends and family, and I think and we've got very supportive followers. We've actually, I was looking at some of the early podcast views of the trailer, Gregor, and we've got followers in America already.
No pressure. Cool.
No pressure.
Get back to work, Gregor. Come on, they're depending on you.
Yeah.
Vacation's up.
Yeah.
No, it's I was there for the first couple of recordings. I know that Chris and Dan did another recording without me, and we've already got a few recorded. So it's we're not going to drop a couple of episodes and then leave you hanging. There's lots of good things to be said and discussed and heard by you all.
Yep, we've got some good topic ideas in the pipeline as well.
Exactly.
Hopefully interesting topic ideas.
Yeah. Also, while the episodes are quite brief and short, if you want to appear on the podcast, you're more than welcome to join us. Do just give us a heads up and what you want to talk about. If you're from a designing company and you're releasing a Kickstarter and you want to do a very brief, interview, then we can have you on.
Yep. A quick 5-10 minute pitch for what your incredible game idea is.
Yeah, exactly. And of course, we will be coming to you with our own topics as well, which we're really kind of excited about. So, onwards and upwards. I think with the podcast and the live show and our own game coming next year, I think the future looks dandy for us. To be honest, like I say, 5 years is the pinnacle moment when you realise it's no longer just a little thing. It's it's grown beyond us now.
From humble beginnings.
Yeah, humble beginnings. It's nice.
Yep.
We've got hopefully coming and joining us soon is another friend of the show, Won Min. He may be a little bit behind schedule, bless him, which is not a problem because he's joining us all the way from New York. So he'll be up in a bit. But for the moment, I just want to say thank you for Tally for coming back on the show.
Thank you. It was very nice seeing you. I wish you all the success. I'm super glad you're making your own game. I think everyone starts like that, right? Like we love games. We play a lot of games, and then we say, okay, why shouldn't I try make one? And then you start, and then it is addiction. Making games, it's a good addiction, okay? Because you use your brain, you socialize, you have contact with amazing people. So all the best. And and great projects, great shows. Thank you so much for inviting me.
No, that's great.
Great talking to you. Thank you so much for coming.
Yeah, no, it's great. One other thing is I've while I'm on hiatus from talking about our games too much, I've already got ideas in the background for once we've done that for the next one. It's crazy. My brain is constantly going.
You just can't stop.
Yeah. And
I also have been thinking of games, Chris. We need to have a talk.
Yes, we do. Yes, I think you might like my idea, and I'm sure I like your ideas.
On that note, Chris, do you remember in the year? Sorry, I've just talked out. Did I talk over you there, George?
No, it's me. I'm just saying I've got another one in the pipeline as well.
There we go.
I was just do you remember way back in the early years, Chris? We came up with a game idea and we sounded quite excited about it, but then we discovered that Eclipse was basically exactly the same game. So we just reinvented Eclipse. We thought of it as tile-based space exploration game.
Yeah,
but like part of the reason that you guys come up with ideas for games all the time is that you're playing games and you're thinking, oh, actually, what if this worked like this? Or what if actually there was this game, but it was set in a different thing and there was a different theme and it had these pieces instead or whatever, and you'd start to combine lots of ideas. All the great artists steal ultimately.
I think that's how I started making games. I was doing so much house rules for the games I was playing, creating games within games, and then at some point it happened. I made my own game, but it always starts from at some point, and then you just make your own thing. So it's good to get inspired. I've been doing this a lot, that I'm playing the game and then I need a moment and I take a note because I have this idea, this inspiration. So I feel you.
This is going to take Chris back, actually. When I was still at university, so we're talking years ago now, me, Chris, Isaac, Ben, and Canadian John decided to sit down and hash out an RPG.
Yes, we did.
That we got so close to realization it was unreal, and then it kind of all fell apart because John had to go back to Canada and Isaac moved away for work, and then like the team sort of fell apart. And I just the number of times I sort of sit there and think, if we had the same kind of communication structure that we do now, like Zoom, Teams, and things like that, that game would have actually made it back to life. And I'm actually wondering, Chris, if it might be something to revisit, because guess who found the original notebook with all the details in, including Isaac's amazing short stories that intro the game. So I wonder if that might be something that we revisit.
Yeah, well, maybe we need to speak to Isaac to get permission to do that. But yeah, that sounds exciting.
I've got his number on speed dial.
Of course you do.
Speed dial.
It's documented on video and it has a lot of
it. Isaac, if you're watching, we miss you.
Yeah.
Come back to us.
And John, if you can track it down, if you think you guys want to revisit it, give us a shout. And then we might re-look at bringing that to life, our RPG idea. Yeah,
I'll be following up. I'll be asking about it.
Well, give us a bit of time, because we've got to get this. The one we're working on, play tested and kickstarted. And then whatever we've got next on the pipeline. I think what we'll have to do is we'll have to go around all the ideas we've got and pick the one we like the best and do that one next, and then put the others in the timeline.
Next anniversary.
I don't know. Yeah. There's almost enough of us now that you could have little groups of people working on different things.
We probably could, and that's when DOALG Studios will really kick in. So we'll continue to be doing.
Of course.
Sorry, George.
In the meantime, of course, if you want to keep up to date with all of the things that we're doing, do remember to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, YouTube, and of course everywhere else we do. And of course, if you want everything first, make sure you have our website, www.doalg.co.uk, favorited, and preferably set as your homepage because you know.
That's amazing.
I was making this in the background. I came across the letters that we wrote Jibblefish for your wife.
Yeah.
Rearranged it.
Yeah. I feel we need to explain Jibblefish.
You don't need to explain Jibblefish. That's the beautiful thing about
Let's have
Jibblefish.
a podcast
Jibblefish
episode
needs
just like
no
Jibblefish.
explanation.
Yeah, maybe we are. Maybe we do. Maybe that is a podcast episode. So keep an eye out for the episode of a podcast called Jibblefish.
The mystery of Jibblefish.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Wow.
guys, I will have to jump out now, but
Yeah.
nice seeing you.
Yeah.
Great to meet you. Take care.
Great to meet you.
Bye-bye.
Take
Take
care.
care.
Stay safe.
I've got a quick question, Alex. I mean, I know you're pumping out reviews all the time. Have you got any games in your mind you want to make, that kind of thing?
I have an idea for one. I don't know if I'll ever actually get around to making it, but I do have an idea for a zombie-themed worker placement game.
Oh, really? Oh, wow.
Okay.
Well,
Everybody
yeah,
loves
well,
zombies. You can't go wrong with zombies.
Everyone loves zombies.
Ah.
Are
Right,
the
guys.
zombies
That sounds
workers?
interesting.
What are the zombies working on?
The zombies.
It wouldn't be so much zombies working on things. They'd just be a backdrop to the setting.
Right,
But-
guys. Very quick. I know we're waiting for One Min, but while we wait for One Min, there is something off screen that I need to kind of share with you all. Kat's bringing it in now. Come on.
Right. Happy birthday to
To
you.
us.
Happy birthday to
us.
you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you all.
Hey.
Yay.
Right, am I blowing these out?
Can you take the plate?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think we can.
Don't from weekend.
No, we can all do it virtually. There you go.
I know I've got a lot of haircut.
Yay!
There we go.
Nicely done.
Made by the missus.
Oh, thank you.
There we go. But yeah, that's great.
Aw.
She's been diligently making those, bless her. The last couple of days.
You gonna say hi, Amelia?
Yeah, hi Amelia. So this is the child that my wife's been 3D printing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, little one.
She's like, hi, yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Mummy Steph.
Can't wait to see you.
So we've got the Godfather. Yeah, we've got the Godfather right there. And then if I can get this right, there you go. There's Steph in the corner. You know, Auntie Steph. All the others are in the background.
Reviews.
Yes, exactly. All the others are in the background. So, yeah. It's never a bad thing. So, but like I say, we're really lucky for all the supporters that we've got, and particularly my wife, because let's bless her, face it, she is often going, "You're doing something else again." All right.
Organising all your Lego.
It wasn't at all going, really, you're doing a 24-hour live stream for charity. Very good of you, but who's looking after the baby?
Yeah. Cost you a few hospital points there, Chris.
Well, thank you for all of you letting him have 2 weeks off when she was first born.
Yes.
Yeah.
Elle did a grand job looking after the show. Yeah.
Thank you.
But no, Alex, your zombie worker place game does sound interesting. Maybe if it's not a game you want to produce yourselves, you could work with DOALG Studios with. Maybe.
Possibly, that's an option.
Yeah.
Are we having a collab?
Maybe a bit of collab. Yeah. We're always up for collab. So, and with this thing is, we play test a few things as well. I mean, Steph's volunteering to play test for Nikita at Attican Games. And if you guys are out there and you need playtesters or you want reviewers of your games, then do give us a shout, because that's what we know we do. This is how where it all started. Yes, call us. Call us, email us. Use the all-important hashtag DOALG. So I'm just going to hand it over to Dan and the guys for a moment while I just find out what's going on with One Min, bless him. I think he's having a bit of a delay issue, so just bear with me.
No problem.
That's right. But you can use the hashtag DOLG. It's like a bat signal for Chris. As soon as
He will
hashtag
awaken
it's
wherever he
more
is.
time than he does with his wife.
You get the
I'm being
meerkat
summoned.
moment of the.
Yeah.
If you say it 3
You-
times in a mirror, he appears.
Yeah,
So
you
watch
can't
out.
Yeah.
quite see it in the shot, but right above his bed, he's got a big neon light that flashes.
Someone's used the hashtag.
Yeah, it's called his phone.
Yeah. Yes.
Why is it on the ceiling? What?
No, that's just where the light appears. It's just so
Oh, I
that
see.
bright. It's got its set to ultimate intensity. Yes.
So
No.
whilst Chris is finding out where our extra guests have gone, what game reviews are people working on? So Dan, are you reviewing any games at the moment that we can expect to see on Diary of a Lincoln
I'm
Geek?
halfway through writing up Lords of Waterdeep. I'm going through the classics. That's what I'm doing.
Nice.
Yeah. Hopefully not too long.
A good staple. Don't make it boring.
It is.
It's an amazing game.
There's no
Don't
hidden
make it
traces in
sound
it. Like, what am I going to
boring.
do? It's not a social deduction game, which usually is what I always
Yeah.
get up.
I don't know, it's half social deduction. You've got to figure out who the other person's lord is. Unless
Yeah.
every time
Yeah, I
you
know.
play, you
That's
get
not-
the open lord card, Dan.
Mm,
Thing
that
is,
happens
though,
far too
love that card.
frequently.
That's the most broken card in the whole game.
Yeah.
Without into the whole thing.
The thing is, though, there's never ever a bad thing about reviewing games that are out of print because people just don't know about them. And often, where you've got games in the top 100, let's face it, Board Game Geek, while you're not a sponsor, we will mention the fact that we think your list is broken. But
Only a little bit.
one of our favourite games we're not mentioning anymore because we put a hiatus on naming it. But the person in the corner just recently did an episode on his site, Gems and Biscuits,
Yep, check it out.
about it.
Oh yeah, I did a video on my impressions of it
Yes.
and
So,
why it should get a reprint.
It needs a
Yes,
reprint
it
badly.
does need a reprint, but there are
Been
a lot of
needing a
games
reprint
that
for too
deserve a reprint. So my point is, other than that game that we're not mentioning anymore, are there any other games that we think needs and is worthy of a definite reprint?
I mean, I already talked about Thurn and Taxis on one of the recent live streams, like a couple months back.
Yes.
So I would say that, but I'm not going to talk about that again because last time I probably went on for too long as it was.
There are so many good games, though. Things like Kickstarter exclusives, where the Kickstarter comes and goes, and then that's it. And if you miss the Kickstarter, you miss the game. And there's so many.
The game that you've got on your to-do list, Steph. I'll say the wonderful Darwin's Choice. I'll not spoil it because I know you've been looking forward to getting that review done.
Oh, I so need to finish that review. It's so rich and stunning in its artwork. It really is. My only criticism on the entire thing is you need a huge table for it. That's the only criticism. Like everything else, it's so beautiful. I mean, I'm a massive natural history nerd, and this was just fantastic for me. And I really can't wait to finish that review so you guys can share in it. But yeah, there's so many beautiful games that, like, I mean, I'm in the middle of reviewing an awful lot of dinosaur-based games.
You spot a theme.
You'd think that with my moniker that would kind of come with the territory, but actually there's quite a lot that's come out. So I've got the Apex game, I've got Funko Jurassic Park that's on the cards at the moment. There's the new Unstable Games Happy Little Dinos that comes out soon. I can't wait. I'm like this. I need the game.
What's
What
your
else have I
favourite dinosaur-based game then?
What do I look for in a dinosaur-based game? Oh gosh,
Yeah,
Dinosaurs.
There's different.
That's the-
There's
yeah,
there's
the
different
ingredient.
levels. There's different levels. So if the dinosaurs are super cute, so super cute artwork is like one half, and then the other half is like hyper realistic. So like Apex versus Happy Little Dinos. So Happy Little Dinos, all the dinosaur artwork is really cute, really adorable, really like la 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 la, which is a Happy Little Dino thing, isn't it? It's like la 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 la, I'm a happy little dino. Before the asteroid comes and splat. And then you've got Apex, which is all about being that apex predator, being the hunter and taking down your prey and being this mean, vicious king of the jungle kind of deck builder. And the artwork comparison in that, it's very hyper realistic to how we see dinosaurs currently at the moment. I mean, this is the beautiful thing. This one of the reasons I love dinosaurs is over time our perception of dinosaurs changes. So dinosaurs evolve with the science that goes with them. So if you think about dinosaurs in the 1930s, they were all upright and very, whereas now they're sleek and fast and brainy. Now they've got feathers and now they swim and they're aquatic and things like that. So, but there's so many games that are coming out now, and it's just they're all so beautiful.
Have you played Dinosaur? There's a game called Dino Island. Have you played that?
Oh, that's the other one, Dinosaur World and the Right and Raw. I've got that on Kickstarter. That's just waiting for that to be delivered, and that's the other one that's coming. And I'm so excited about, and I need it.
I think Simon
can have her own dinosaur podcast.
I could. There's so many dinosaur games.
Facts 101.
My laptop sat on top of Dinoopoly and Cluedo, the Stolen Stegosaurus.
Crazy.
It's not playing Dino Girl for any reason at all, is it?
No, it's not. It's not my current attire or anything like that. So,
no, not at all.
On that note, though, on that bombshell, I am going to have to actually leave. Because I've just had the low battery thing pop up saying 10% battery remaining. The asteroid is on its way, ladies. Come on, vacate. But also, I've unfortunately got other work to do because as I have risen in the ranks, it comes with additional responsibilities that I must get back to. Yes. But it has been wonderful chatting with you all. Alex, it's been lovely to get to speak to you in person
Same.
rather than just as a pop-up on the screen as previous. And hopefully we can have a catch-up and a chat and another date and see how far you're getting on with everything. Let me know how zombies go.
Will do.
Yeah.
Thanks, Steph.
See you later. Bye, guys.
Bye. Bye, Steph. So Dan, Simon made an initial comment that did pop up on screen, and we didn't get a chance to talk about it. But I actually agree with this, and this was going to be the one I was going to say. Yes, exactly. The classic Hero Quest from the 70s, early 80s, if I remember correctly. That needs a reprint without a doubt, because I can imagine some of the sculpting and printing abilities that we have now, the models would just be stunning.
Maybe like another edition, like a more modernized edition.
Yeah, without a doubt. Yeah. But we've got one in. Yay!
Hello there. You're right.
Hi, sorry I'm late. I miscalculated, or I don't know, the website I used to calculate the GMT time difference told me a different time, and I thought I was
technically on BST at the moment, not GMT.
That's partly my fault for not telling you that, because of course it's got to think about British summertime.
Not that it's been evident that it is British summertime, but
is that an oxymoron, the British summertime?
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
it's mostly a morale thing.
I need to remember that it's BST in future, so I do apologise. 1 minute, it's my fault.
No worries, I'm here.
I'm just glad you were able to, jump forward in time.
Yeah, got nothing going on.
We've had you on the show.
Yeah,
how things have been with Siphosacore since we last saw you?
When did we last talk? That was probably before the Kickstarter, so maybe earlier this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
January, I think.
Yeah,
I think
probably around then. Yeah. Since then we've fully funded.
Brilliant.
And I think just yesterday I signed off on all of the final designs for mass production. So my manufacturer told me yesterday that it should take around 35 days or so for it to be produced. So probably, what is today? May 20. So probably late June, if not early July, everything should be done.
Wow.
So yeah, everything's moving smoothly.
Exciting times.
That's nuts.
Awesome. Looking forward to getting my copy.
Yeah.
I've played on Tabletop Simulator. I'm looking forward to playing a physical
Nice.
copy.
Yes, yeah, we played it on the live stream, so
Nice.
it's great. We love it. So, but what I was going to say was, how nervous were you during that timer clicking down on your Kickstarter?
Oh, it's way more emotional than I had ever imagined, and it's my first ever Kickstarter, so like I've had a lot of friends and family just sort of support me around me, but even with their support, it was some days were just really, really bad. Like it's a crazy roller coaster ride where some days you feel like you're on top of the world, and other days you're just, feeling like you're stuck in a hole somewhere, shouting into a vacuum. Nobody's really listening, and it's terrible sometimes. But at the end of the day, it's you get through it. If you succeed, if you fulfill, then it's a very good feeling of accomplishment.
Yeah.
Have you ever wished that you could go back to that corporate rat race environment instead of doing your own thing?
No way. Like as emotionally as emotional of a roller coaster ride as it was, I would take that over, slowly chipping away and losing my soul at a corporate environment again.
Yeah, I can imagine. I mean, you got funded, quite reasonably well. I mean, at what point did you meet 100%? I can't quite remember.
It was maybe like 2/3 of the way in, or maybe 3/4 of the way in.
Well, that's great for your first Kickstarter.
Yeah, it was awesome. I had no idea that would happen. At a certain point, maybe like halfway through, you kind of look at the trajectory and you look at all of the stuff that you have planned in terms of marketing, and you kind of think to yourself, hey, it might actually work out. And that's when I started to start feeling a lot better and a lot more hopeful about the project.
With the exciting impending, our own Kickstarter for next year, is there any kind of advice that you would give now, based on your experiences over the last few months since we last talked?
I mean, I think you guys are in a way better position than I was at your time. Because if it's a year out and you're already, talking about it, you're promoting it, and that's a lot more than what I did. But I would say maybe for during the Kickstarter, have a few people. I mean, I would gladly do it to, just have like maybe weekly or like bi-weekly like check-ins like during the actual campaign, because like I said, it's very emotional. Like you need a support group around you to kind of remind you that, hey, even if this might fail, or if it succeeds, you're still you're still, this Kickstarter doesn't define who you are. It doesn't matter what happens. You still are living life. You can keep going. It doesn't matter what happens.
It's really
it has
good
no
advice
reflection
for
on you as a
anything, really.
person.
That is great advice, and I think quite a few people out there on Twitter and who are watching will probably agree with us on that. I know Tally had quite an emotional roller coaster with her Kickstarter, with having doing it herself. So because it was her first Kickstarter with Doggo Dash, if I remember correctly. So yeah, I can imagine that will hit home with quite a few people. So no, that's a really nice point. Thank you, Wonmin. So, like we're not going to be giving away too much about ours just yet, but I think we will be talking about it more as we go over the next few episodes. While we won't be hinting or showing anything, we'll certainly be talking about stuff.
Nice.
Yeah. So, and definitely happy to be a part of our support team. Thank you, Wonmin, for the offer. I think we'll be calling that in, as well as the others who have offered, like Nikita. I tell you what, I think I'm going to be a nervous wreck when we come to it, but excited at the same time. So yeah,
that's right. It's why we're all here to support each other.
Yes.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah.
I feel like we need a go team. Put our hands in,
Yeah.
Cheesy.
Yeah, it's crazy. So one thing I was going to check with you, One Min, was where are you storing all yours? I hope you've not got them all in your living room, have you?
Oh no, that it would not fit in my tiny New York City apartment. So my dad has a warehouse for his company, and he's graciously offered to store them for the time being.
Oh, that's good.
If I didn't have that, then I would have to probably go through some sort of warehouse company to store it. There are a few local game companies, like board game companies, that I was in talks with, perhaps like to manage fulfillment and like shipping and stuff like that, distribution. But ultimately none of that really panned out. But those are obvious options that you might have as well.
Yeah, because I've heard a few people, do their Kickstarter fulfillments using Amazon. I think it's Amazon Drop. I think they call it.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll be interested to get anyone's opinions on that if you're out there watching. But I think one of the greatest things that we've had throughout our entire experience, being the show, coming up with our design and just working on this project in general, and working with others like yourselves, doing a review, having you come on the show and talk about your games, is the fact that the community out there in the board game community is so supportive of each other. It's
really,
lovely.
really.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, we've developed a great friendship with Alex at Gems and Biscuits, and I hope it continues, because you came up in my Twitter feed one day, and your video came up, and I was just like, okay, let's check this guy out, and I was like immediately drawn to him.
Thank you.
Yeah, so it's just nice to kind of meet.
This is the moment where we need to sort of have this rosy up. So this feels like the moment to have like rose petals falling down the screens. Rose petals. Romance here.
Yeah, but
run while you can, Alex.
It is. The community is so accepting. I really would like to just remind anyone out there that's working on a project or feels that they've got the inspiration for an idea for a game. All I'm going to say to you is do it. Reach out. My biggest tip, even though while we've not done a successful one yet, just through the experience, don't rule out social media. We disregarded Twitter for a long time. While we had an account, we disregarded it. And over the last kind of 8 months, over the last year, we have really got involved with the community on Twitter. I tell you, I think without it, we wouldn't be where we are now. It is a great community on there, very accepting and very ready to help. I mean, I think I put a joke out there the other day because I was like, maybe looking for illustrators that are willing to be paid in cheese. And it got a response, and we've been sent all sorts of kind of useful tips and advice and links to lots of resources. And I think without it, if you've not got the experience of doing it, it's invaluable. So do go check that out. Have you got any little gems of wisdom, One Man?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head except from what I said earlier.
That was pretty wise. I think that hits.
That was good.
It was good. So, but yeah, no, it's great. It's nice to catch up with you, One Min. And are you? I know you've obviously Meat Fulfillment, and you've produced all your games. Have you printed any extras?
extras, like aside from the ones that are sold
Assigned.
to the Kickstarter backers?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because the minimum order for the manufacturing company was 1,000, and I only had maybe like 200 or so backers, so I actually had like 800 games left over. So
Right.
that's gonna be probably the rest of the year. You know, for, I don't know however long it takes to sell those. Have to probably set up a website to sell on my one of those Shopify things, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't know
that's
yet.
what I was about to ask. I say, you know, 'cause we get a lot of replay, and if anyone who hasn't seen your game, how can they get it if they haven't backed it on Kickstarter? So that's good to know.
Right. So for that, right now we have a late pledge open through our pledge manager at GameFound. You can still cash in on that, but otherwise, you know, if you just wait a little bit, I'll probably send out an update once it's live. Whatever the Shopify or shopping cart, or I don't know what I'm going to use yet, but when that's live, I'll send out a tweet or something.
Yeah.
Cool.
No, that's great. Well, look, thank you again for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Also, no, it's amazing. Thank you for apologies for the time mix-up.
Oh no worries.
I'm also going to say thanks to Alex from Gems and Biscuit as also for coming on the show. It's been lovely to have you on. What I would say is thank you again to all of our followers. Let's say without you, out there, we wouldn't have been here for 5 years. We're still loving it. We love the show, doing the show. There you go. So you can get your late pledge in for Pacifica Score there. And I think you've got someone who wants a copy already, Steph.
Nice.
So
there you go.
But no, if you
799 more games to go.
Yeah. Well, you know,
Steph got promotion. She'll have all of them
at some point. But no, it is. You know, it is a labor of love. We love it. If at any point it doesn't become fun anymore, then I think, you know, a conversation may be had. But it's not. You know, we all still love it. And with the new edition of the podcast, which our great editor Greg is working on, it will be live hopefully over the weekend, so you can get episode 1 then. You can check it out on the website, which again, of course, is www.doalg.co.uk. If you are on social media and you aren't watching, we stream across multiple platforms, not just Facebook, not just Twitter, but also now on Twitch. So that's getting replayability as well, which is ever so amazing because we weren't using it until last week. So it's great. And I also want to say again, thank you to the team. Without the team, we also wouldn't be where we are now. So a special thank you to all of you guys. So thanks very much for making it uber special.
Yep. Thanks everyone. And here's to another 5 years.
Yeah, here's to the next 5 years.
Yeah, guys.
Cheers.
Take it easy. Take care. Stay safe. We're going to go.
Have a good one,
See you guys.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for all your comments, everyone. Bye.
Thanks for all the comments.